we came upon a website called Aging with Dignity. And part of the organization Aging with Dignity is promoting paperwork called 5 Wishes. And 5 Wishes has been called an advance directive with a heart. Because not only do you get to decide who your power of attorney is, if you need a power of attorney, who pulls the plug on you if you're not going to recover, and what constitutes your desire for no more continuing life support system. Those things are very important. You can find them in any advance directive. But in 5 Wishes, you also get to write down how you want to be treated while you're in the process of dying. If you want any special music to be played, if you want photographs or visual things around you. It also helps you prepare for whether you want to be cremated or buried, or your ashes scattered. So it's only about 12 pages, but in those 12 pages, you get to make all these decisions. And to me, I understand that, you know, you're dying, you're dead, you don't care, really, it doesn't make any difference once you go, perhaps. But all the people who are left behind are left with critical decisions to be made. And this can create a great amount of disharmony. Susan and I have both now completed our 5 wishes. I have mine posted online. I've been very clear with my family and friends what my wishes are. And I'm really encouraging other people to do the same, because I see that it's a tremendous gift to do this for your friends and family. So when you cross over, instead of them worrying about what kind of casket you want, or whether or not you want to be buried, or what's the moment that you do want your life support system taken away, you can really work with the person in the process of dying, which is a process that each one of us are going to go through. And it can be done very mindfully once all the legal decisions are made and things are clear for people. So I'm very committed to doing this, and you can go online and go to Aging with Dignity, and for $5 you can get 1 piece of paperwork, and I believe for $10 you can get 50 of these packages. So it's really an idea of giving them to your friends. And none of my friends are happy when I hand them this paperwork. And
I will be.
And every one of them never does it right away. And they lose the paperwork, and I give it back to them, and I've become a real pest about this. But I have 3 or 4 friends that have all jumped on board and completed this with me, and every one of us feels such a sense of great relief, because it's sort of like having your income taxes hanging over your head. And once you're done, you're done. So if you decide you want to make a change in what your 5 wishes are, it's very easy to do the paperwork over again. And I myself was thinking about this for a year before I sat down and did the paperwork. And I finally went out to my friend's bed and breakfast and opened a bottle of wine and bought some beautiful cheeses and set them all out with the paperwork, and I just decided I wasn't going to stand up until it was done. And it took me about an hour, and the reason it took that long is, you know, there's some really tricky questions. Those things are, I think, exciting and interesting to think about and clear out. And once it's over, it's a tremendous feeling of relief to have the paperwork in order. And also, I feel like we have to be responsible for our own lives, obviously. But this is a way of being responsible for our own deaths, too. And as conscious people, I believe it's responsible to go there. So Susan and I, again, in an attempt to engage people in this difficult conversation, had a dinner, and we called it Dying for Dinner. And we invited 6 of our friends, and including Julie Enterante, who is my mentor and has been doing hospice work for a long time. And she sat with us, and we all sat around and had dinner, and the subject was dying. So obviously this is a very unusual dinner party. But we all came away very enlightened from this experience, and all of us have moved forward in some way with these sort of preparations. Well, I would just like to encourage you and everyone else who may come in contact with this video to take a look at the website Aging with Dignity and order your 50 copies and start bugging your friends and make it playful. You know, I think many of us feel like we don't want to do this because then we're going to die. I mean, there's some magical thing that once we get our affairs in order, we're going to die. And I've had my affairs in order for a year now, and I'm still here. And it's not just for people who are older, because any one of us can be hit by a car that's gone by here on the road tomorrow. So no matter what age you are, I think this is really important to take a look at and to have this in line. And it rips families apart. And I think it's very unfair of each one of us to rip our families apart when it's a pretty simple process to make sure what we have is legal and clear and binding. And one of the things that's very important to me, I said, not only am I going to have my paperwork in order, but I'm going to have the CD of the music that I want to listen to as I'm crossing over. I'm going to have a folio of beautiful photographs that are meaningful to me, so I could have them around my room if that is appropriate. And when my mother died, we played Carly Simon's song, Life is Eternal. And it's a beautiful, beautiful song. So I have my playlist all set up. So the idea that when there is a ceremony for my crossing, that everybody can just move forward and follow my wishes. Mm-hmm. So their wishes and their concerns can all be just about the grieving process and the natural part of this, rather than fighting or disharmony about how things should go along. I've been very clear about what I want. So I just encourage everybody to take this step. I think it's extremely important, and it's timely for all of us. Mm-hmm. Because everybody who's listening to this video is going to make that crossing. And let's do it in a positive, gentle way, like we have come to birthing babies. I think we can create our crossings to be very positive too.
And also with humor. I find that taking death with a sense of humor is the best way to go.
Well, I think that's why we came up with Dying for Dinner. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I realized in doing Dying for Dinner is I recorded this, and you can find it on my website, SusanGraceLawton.com, the recording of the meeting. But you know, I made a mistake in serving pita chips as an appetizer.
Crunch, crunch.
So there's a lot of crunching going on. And then we have a video called the Alternative Container, about my friend who ordered her own cardboard casket that she now has in her garage, which was a very silly event when the cardboard casket came. So my friend Susan is a wonderful soul.
Thank you for coming to the Dragonfly Ranch Garden to do this.
Thank you for having me. I've been coming here for 25 years, and it's a precious place, and you're a precious woman.
Well, and also we can do our workshops here about this. We can, I mean, our individual consultations with people who want to come here to the Dragonfly Ranch and work with you one-to-one.
That would be great.
Great.
Let's do it.
All right.
Aloha.
Aloha.